interested because me and my husband was talking this morning about how um, what I'm learning here is so different than what I've learned in different churches, and so I guess both of us have been questioning about the such division here, like so many different types of religion when we're supposed to be all for one God. And so it was interesting to read that this morning.
Is there something in particular, or the feed, or about the books that Fernando shared? You mean the article that he shared, the introduction, or?
Well, I thought it was interesting when it said that there were articles that were burned, and so how then would we get the truth like here? If you don't like if I haven't had this conversation with you, there I would be missing so much information, and it's just being here helps answer a lot of questions that I have. I just wonder if other people have the same questions.
We shall listen to them when they will come, when they will go to this conversation. Thank you for sharing this perspective.
Thank you for having me here.
Here is Felipe. Good morning, Felipe. How are you? Good morning, Charles. Good afternoon, Charles. Your microphones are open. If you wish to speak, they are all open.
Shalom, good
Shalom,
evening, Eti.
Felipe.
Shalom, Jill, Charles. Good to be here.
Shalom, shalom. Felipe, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask?
Eti,
Yes.
I have questions.
Good.
I often I make notes about it, but I'll have to I ask one moment, just Eti.
Yes. Yes, until Felipe will find his notes to ask a question, we shall read one verse from Psalms 42:2. Do you see the whiteboard? The question is, do you have a laptop or do you see the whiteboard? Or do
Yes, I have.
you got the question? Or
No, no, I got the board for
you
now.
got the board. Very good. Jill, do you see the whiteboard, or you are only like listening at the moment?
I'm on YouTube, but the it comes in on my YouTube a little bit later, so I'm just catching it as it shows up on YouTube.
So now it's appearing on YouTube to those who open their laptop. Reina,
Yes.
shalom, shalom. Good morning. Reina is here in the chat on YouTube. Good morning, Reina. And we are reading Psalms 42:2. Who would like to read the English verse, and then we shall discuss the Hebrew? Yes. Who is volunteering?
I can read it.
Thank you.
As the hart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God.
Thank you. And Felipe or Charles, who would like to read the Hebrew version?
Yeah, I can read.
Yes.
I can read.
Yes, please.
It's verse 2.
Verse 2.
Ke ayal ta'ahog al afikei mayim, ken nafshi ta'ahog elecha Elohim.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now let's look into the word ayal. Ayal. Do you remember the word ayal from which story of the Bible? Ayal?
It's the binding of Isaac.
Yes, the binding of Isaac. Very good, very good. The animal that was binded instead of Isaac. Very good. Now let's look at the numerical value of the word ayal. Usually they call it ram, but in this context it also can be considered as a deer. What is the value of ayal? Let's look into it. 1, yod is 10, lamed is 30. So what is the value of ayal?
41.
41.
Yes, 41. 41. How can we mark the number 41 in a letter? We can write it with one aspect is M, like mother, because Aleph is 1 and Mem is 40. But in a more hidden way, we can write the number 41 as the letter He. Do we understand why? Because the He in a hidden way is composed from letter Dalet, which has the value of 4, and the foot of the He is the letter Yod, which its value is usually 10, but its potential is 1. Do we understand this kind of writing, this kind of idea? Why we can express the number 41? By the way, we can express the number 41 or 14. Do you see this? Both numbers 41 and 14 can be expressed by the letter He, which its value is 5. Do we understand the process of thinking? If not, I will repeat it.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. And Jill,
Yes, I'm catching on.
you're catching on. Good,
Yes.
good. And Fernando is here. Good morning, Fernando. Your microphone is open. So again, why do we open this kind of an idea? Because we want to show how to read the verse in a more inner way. Because here, generally, we see that the deer, or let's say the ram, is having this wish to drink water. As the deer wishes to drink water, our Nephesh is not a soul. Nephesh is the lower part of the body, is wishing for God. But in order to understand what is really written here, we have to go and abstract the word ayal. Ayal. Do we understand that ayal has the value? Usually it is translated as the ram. Usually. The same letters we see in the binding of Isaac. Aleph, Yod, Lamed. This is the structure. Because we at the moment we don't have a discussion about this is a not zoological discussion. We look at the Hebrew letters and we move from letters into numbers, into ideas to explain something higher. Do we understand why Ayal has the value of 41?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And we do understand because when we look at the number, it's not a number 41, it's basically digits 4 and 1. When we look at our hand has 4 simple fingers. We have one thumb and 4 simple fingers. Is that right? We have 1 and 4. Is that right?
Yes.
So either we can look at it as 1 thumb and four simple fingers, or we look it from the other direction, meaning we have four simple finger and one thumb. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. So in this manner, we can look at the Hey at the same thing. Hey, by the way, is the fifth letter in the Hebrew alphabet, and its value it's 5. Meaning, again, 1 and 4, this is what we learn in first grade. 1 plus 4 equals 5, but also 4 plus 1 equals 5. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So the letter Hey or the number 5 expresses an open hand, which has four simple fingers, which will be marked by the letter Dalet, and the thumb, the potential. Do we understand this kind of thinking?
Yep.
Good, good. Now let's look into the second part of the verse. Ken nafshi ta'arog elecha Elohim. The English says my soul, but the Hebrew says nephesh, and we have explained that in a way we have the four letters of the tetragrammaton, and the last hey is parallel to nephesh. Nephesh is, like Weinreb says, it's the most, it's the bodily, how do you say, the bodily, the lower or the lowest bodily part of the soul, because the soul is basically here. Soul, neshama. This is in the mind. And then we have ruach, which is spirit, is in the heart. And then we go to the nephesh, and this is where the liver is usually. There's a power of living, so to speak, around our liver because they're accumulation of blood cells. And when fetuses, how do we know there's a new life in the womb? There is a distribution of the cells. So here, David in Psalm speaks about the nephesh. His nephesh, the lower part of his, is what? Wishing to meet God. And he says, Ke'ayal, Ke'ayal, like the deer, or like here they call it Hart, who wishes to drink water. This is how he longs to be with God. Ke'ayal. Ayal, we say, is 41, or the letter Hey, and the letter Kaf equals 20, or 2. So we have here two Heys. The Nefesh is wishing, this part, lower part, is wishing to what? To unite with what? With which letter Hey? Here. Ayal is here. Ayal is here. He goes to drink water, and David is like the deer or like the heart. He wants to unite. This Hey wants to unite with this. It's a mirror picture. Do we understand? Questions? Any question? Felipe, Fernando, Jill, any question?
Shalom, Eti. Can you hear me?
Shalom. Yes, I can. Good morning.
Good evening, Eti. Shalom, friends.
Shalom,
Shalom.
shalom, shalom, shalom. How are you this morning, Fernando?
I'm fine, Iti. I'm happy to be here. So good to hear you all, and beautiful topic that you opened today. And if I may, Iti, I have a question
Yes.
to open the conversation.
Mhm.
I was just wondering, you are talking about this idea of the Nephesh, or our soul, our earthly soul,
Mhm.
yearning for the heavenly soul.
Yes.
And this heavenly soul is like a newborn, is like a baby, it's like something that comes from the hidden.
Yes.
And my question is, what does it mean? Because I was reading the book of Sohar, and trying to find some connections yesterday about Neshama,
Mhm.
Yetera, Yetera,
Yes.
because it seems that we receive a guest. Neshama could see as a guest from beyond, and it's a new soul, a newborn, and we have to host this new soul, otherwise it goes away. I don't know if I make myself clear, because
Yes.
it's not clear for me. So I would like to hear for you if we could relate these ideas that you opened today with this Neshama Yetera.
Yes. 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 There is like Neshama Yetera is extra soul, like a higher part of us, and it is basically expressing similar idea. It is expressing similar idea because most of us are living in this. Let's say this is Nephesh. This is the Nephesh is the falling part, as Weinreb says. This is the falling part. 1 second, I'll change the pen. This is the part of the serpent that everybody has. This is the falling part. This is the falling part, or 358. This is the serpent. And this is what David says that he would like to unite with. You see, do you see on the whiteboard this little deer who comes to drink water?
Yes, yes,
And do you see the reflection that the deer, while drinking water, he sees his reflection in the water? Do you see this?
yes,
So there is a mirror here because the water here is like a mirror. There is the deer itself, and there's a, so to speak, an image of the deer in the water. And in a way, the deer itself, which is embodied in, let's say, in blood, in a figure, the deer, which is the lowest hay, wishes, like the deer wishes to drink, David wishes to unite with a higher aspect of himself, which is not embodied in a body, but he is his tselem, his image. Do we understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's the body of the deer. Let's say now it's a bit like reddish. Let's I For a reason there are colors here that we could distinguish the body, which is a bit reddish here. I hope you can see it's a bit reddish. And the image of the deer is like deep blue or a bit dark because it's in the water. The body of the deer, so to speak, is warm. It has a blood system. This is the nephesh. And the nephesh is always, because the nephesh is the lowest part of the soul that connects with the physical blood cells. It's the lowest part of our being, but the lowest is always wishing to unite with the higher. In a way, we can see that the deer, in a way, drinks his own. If we look into it, he's drinking his own image. Can we say that?
Yes. It is so amazing because Eti, you bring in this image, and it makes me think that all the tensions of water are a big mirror to heaven, and it, it, it makes a lot of sense when we think about this Shamaim and
Yes.
Maim, uh, because I didn't think about drinking this water, and there is this mythology tale of Narcissus, I guess.
Yes, yes.
He's looking at his image. He falls in love with his own image, and he enters in the water to kiss the image, and then he drowned himself, and because he was seeing only his own image, he didn't see the reflection of Shamaim. He didn't see heavenly kingdom reflected in time in water, but he only sees his own ego.
Mhm.
And just thinking of this is so powerful, because if you think about the like the ocean, if you if you think that it is reflecting this heavenly aspect of image of God, it's like a big mirror, a huge mirror.
Thank you for bringing this image of Narcissus, Felipe, because this is what people uh, write when they see this the verse. They read a book from the 19th century, and they 1 second. We have here request to speak. Shelton is here. Good morning, Shelton. It is good that you bring this, Felipe, because there is an option like to see Narkis like drinking his him disappearing in his own ego, but there's another way to look at it, and it's the following: the image of the deer in the water. We say image in English, tselem in Hebrew, tselem. Tzadi is 90, Lamed is 30, Mem is usually 40. Please pay attention, and gives us 160. But we can relate to the Mem, Sofit, the final Mem, also as a closed uh, room, four walls, or four letter vowels, like this. So we have 6, 6, 6, and 6. And we can take it also as 24. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. So the question is, what is the deer? What is the difference between the deer and Narcissus and Narcisse? And David, what? Let's start with
It's
yes, yes, please.
David is heavenly kingdom, right? David is
Yes.
the Malchut. He is the manifestation. Is I? It's just a try, right? I'm not sure that I am right, but
Hmm.
I think that David could manifest it not only through image, but could manifest it in the perfect potency, the creativity that comes from this neshama, from the Olambria or other ideas.
Yes.
And the Narcissus only stayed on the image. He didn't embodied the the heavens, you know.
Hmm. Very good. We were saying that let's let's look at it like it. Let's say this is the water. I'm oppositing the image of the Aleph. Just I take the mirror into the other direction to show something. Let's say this is the heavenly kingdom. This is Binah. And both of them, we have 1 to 4. This is David. And this is, again, 1 to 4, but Ed, or the mist. So what? And David says, I'm like the deer who's wishing to drink water. He's what wishing? David is, what is David wishing? What does David wish according to these psalms? What is his deepest wish? To unite with what?
The lower waters with the high waters, the male waters and the female waters, maybe.
Yes, yes. And if the Malchut, the kingdom, is an expression of the revealed, what is the expression of Binah or mist?
The hidden, yes.
The hidden. So what does he wishes? What does he wish for?
To connect the one to four. The one to-
He wishes to unite with the mystery, with the hidden. He is in a way manifestation, and he is wishing to unite with the mist, with the mystery, with the hidden, with heaven.
Eti, the word in the second part of the verse,
Mhm.
Elija, what does it mean?
1 second, I'll open it. Elecha, for you. 1 second, I'll move. Elecha, yes, for you. Elecha. And it's good because it's a mirror, very good, Felipe, because it is a mirror image of Ka'ayal. Very
Yeah.
good, Felipe, very good. For you, I open the second. Felipe says, Elecha, for you. Let me open the verse here upstairs. Elecha Elohim, for you I long. Elecha, Elecha is for you. And the verse starts with Ka'ayal, like a deer, like a hart. And here we have a mirror picture. Very good, Felipe. We see Aleph and Aleph, Lamed and Lamed, Yod and Yod, half Sofit and regular Kaf. Do you see this? How the wish of David to disappear in the mist is expressed also by the verse itself, by the letters. Do we see this?
Yes, for you. Impressive.
It's a mirror. Amazing. Yes.
He is wishing to be swollen in the mystery. Unico mystico. He is wishing to unite with the infinite.
Iti, can I raise a question
Yes,
about this willing to connect with the higher? Uh, we usually read in the book of Zohar that what we do in the material reflects in the secret realm, right?
yes, yes.
And in the topic that I am reading now, it says that the one that do not make this connection, do not bring fruits from this tree, uh, will be transplanted. And the commenter says it's like a new Gilgul, a new reincarnation or a new opportunity. So what the book of Sohar says in one sentence is that we need to somehow make this connection in the material realm, right? Like not only be in the image, like what Felipe said about Narcissus. This was what I understood, but I'm not sure that I'm right.
Again,
So,
again, again, again.
okay,
Ask again, and let's circulate for another
let's
time.
see, let's see. The book of Zohar says that to fulfill something, we need the body. We need
Yes,
to make it in the body something that will reflect in the secret realm, in the upper spheres.
yes,
And the one who do not make it in the body, he only stayed in the potency. He do not
yes.
actualize the
Mhm,
potential. And if the one do not actualize the potency, he will need to make it again, once again, like a Gilgul,
mhm,
a new cycle, you know.
mhm.
So my first question is, what we need to do in the body, you know, to embody this knowledge, to make it real in the daily life, to bring it to the heavenly kingdom.
I'll give you an example. Felipe, can I say something? I'm asking Felipe's permission. Um, I promised once Felipe to record a song for his daughter, and I was trying to make few recordings because I promised, and I tried, but it did not work for a reason. But few days ago, we went to the supermarket, and outside of the supermarket, there was a stand of plants and flowers. And since the seasons are changing, there was like hyacinth. Um, how do you say? They call it. I don't know the name in English, but the root or the source of the hyacinth is just the beginning of it before it grows and becomes a beautiful flower. So we brought it home, and when we came, I just put it here. And while I put it on the shelf on from the basket, I started singing. I started singing a song. It's a hymn to the hyacinth for children in Hebrew. When I tried to record the song with the other songs, few days, several days before we bought the hyacinth, it did not come out. But once I was holding the hyacinth from the basket, putting it home, I mean, in its place, suddenly came the song, and Aurora was in my mind. And I understood that to sing, I have to contact. I cannot just, it's not an idea that you flesh it out. And here comes Orpheus and the connection of the seven notes in music, because the notes, we have seven in the West, seven notes, and we have seven lower spheres. And the music supposed to elevate the seven spheres, 7 plus 7, to the 1 to 4, because 7 plus 7 is 14, 1 to 4. So in order that the voice will come right, not just how do you say technical, like techno music or something technical, mechanical. I had it happened from itself, by the way, Fernando. I did not plan it, but it happened. It happens. Life brings it. Once I touch it, comes the song. Do you understand?
Yes, it. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing this. Really.
And this is happening all the time. We might have all kinds of ideas or how do you say reflections, but sometimes it's not just a flower, a hyacinth. Sometimes it's a name. Sometimes here I wrote the word chefetz in Hebrew. Chefetz is something or object. It can also be a name. Sometimes we see a name in a movie or we read a name in a book or a picture, and it comes through a name through. Do you understand? It has to come it comes through come the ideas, the connection with the higher comes with objects, ideas, or names which are circling our lives, each one and his sphere. To each one comes a communication that fits him. Do you understand?
It's amazing. It. Yes.
A name of a person is also very interesting. Something came to me. I will not open in details one. Uh, an idea comes, and the idea is looking for, it is quite complex, but ideas are coming in connection to names of books, to names of people, to names of streets. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes. 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 I understand it. It's a conjuncture. It's a
Yes,
marriage between the what is revealed with what is in the hidden. It
yes,
manifests through simple objects or to simple things that happen in our daily lives.
yes, because the whole creation speaks and sings,
Beautiful.
and we cannot enforce it. It comes. questions or impressions, please to share. Jill, Felipe, Fernando, Charles, Shelton, questions, impressions.
So, Eti, just you helped me a lot with the ideas that I read just in the book of Sohar. And from this perspective, it seems that we must be aware to collect the secret in the manifested. And if we are not aware, this neshama, this heavenly soul, goes away, and we need to wait for the next time. You know,
This
this
is
it.
it's very good what you said, because in a way, what is the request? That we shall be available, that we shall have space. It's very good what you said. It's very good. And if we're not available, so comes another guest and knocking at the door. The spirit is like a guest, always knocking at our door. Are you? And there's a test all the time. Are you available? Not. Not. The moment is gone, like a mandala.
I was thinking that the names are like the sparks. You had the image on the slack of the anvil in the brain. The names are like the sparks, and how we measure the thoughts is through our study of Torah. And, um, these are our um, instruments of filtering, right?
Yes.
Um, when the divine is affirming what we already know.
Yes. Why do we speak all the time to give things and not to be occupied with ideas, with things, just to be all the time free and available for communication?
Like in Shabbat,
Yes.
because the sages say that this neshama came in Shabbat, right? And if we are worried with mundane things, this spirit goes away. But we can make this holiness every day, right? And
Yes.
it's
Every moment.
awareness.
Every moment. Yes.
And I was thinking that the spirit is like a mighty rushing wind, and the word, the names, the thoughts are like the waters that
Yes.
blow, and that the when we get a word, when we get a thought, a name, insight, these are part of the flow of the water, the stream that David talks about, and that when we get these words, these thoughts, these names, they are also like the deer panting after the water. Those thoughts are searching, are looking for the connections, the other manifestations of spirit, of the spirit.
Excellent. Excellent.
So from what Shelton is saying, that is beautiful. We could say that the word, when it's with the spirit, when we have a living word, it's already the fruit of the tree of life, maybe.
Yes. 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 Name a word. Yes. Yes.
There's a scripture that says, "My word shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish everything I sent it to accomplish." This is the manifestation. When the word is sent, it is sent to achieve something. It's not just blowing in the wind, but it has a desired effect
Excellent.
on time and space.
Excellent. Thoughts, questions, impressions. Jill?
I have an experience I'd like to share.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
my grandson was up one summer when he was a toddler, and he had gotten really sick, and so I would just keep praying over him, and so my husband had left to go and get him some medicine, and so I picked him up and I started praying over him, but I was singing to him, and so by the time my husband got back, he was up and the fever had broke and he was eating food and it was like 15 minutes later. And so I was just thinking about that when you said you were singing over the hyacinth.
It's beautiful. This singing of it's beautiful what you said, Jill, about singing of praying for the grandson, because this is the mist. The singing is like the words that comes through our mist, and they are so powerful. They're so powerful. We are trained to go to the pharmacy and to bring what is needed, like generally to reduce the fever and so. But this is so powerful, and we are so far away. It is beautiful what you're saying. The question is in the center of being, the question, and we just have to ask. Sometimes we don't know what we ask, so it comes through singing or praying. But this is what the universe is waiting from us to do.
God is as a creator, and I think sometimes we're most alive when we are creating something, a song, a poem, a better life, trying to create a building, something. We've all been given this opportunity each day to be, as you will, a reflection of the Creator by creating, engaging in the act of creating ourselves.
There is a question by Reina here that was posted on the board. Do we connect with the breath through the hay? Who would like to answer?
Yes, I think because the letter He is where we find the word Hevel, that is the breath, the living breath that we have not only in our mouth but in our eyes, in our ears, in our nose, in our nostrils. So yes, the He is the window to the infinite, is the breath, is the one to far.
Yes.
It's interesting this question, Eti, and makes me think about the word ruach, which is both spirit and wind. And I don't know if when we say we are uh, breathing, or the air that comes inside, if we can relate to this word ruach, if the question is ruach, is there a relation with the uh, respiration? I don't know the words. I don't know if it is correct, the word uh, to breath. Is there any relation with ruach? And also the hay is related to ruach because, as we've seen in the sketch of Tetragrammaton, we relate ruach with the letter vav in general.
Mhm.
Could you say something about it?
About the connection of Ruach with the letter Vav.
Yes.
The the Ruach is in the heart. The heart is in the center of the body. I mean, and the Ruach, the spirit, dwells in the heart. And when our heart is clear, because we have two kinds of heart. We have the left, means medically speaking, we have two rooms there, but we have like two sides of the heart. But when our heart is one, and so we can, when we speak, our heart is in what we speak. So our heart is one, and we speak one speech, which is a unified speech. But when we have like dispute, we cannot speak unified speech. When the spirit is united, when the Vav, and this is maybe this is what you're asking for. One second, there's messages. Yeah, okay, okay, one second. I see from Unfolding Dawn that there's like many questions, but soon I will answer. There is like, thank you for questioning. Felipe, when our heart is clear and we have like good spirit, we can also speak unified speech. But when like there's a fighting in this is the Vav that connects. This is the tree of life. Tree of life. We have two kinds of Vav. Sorry, the pen is jumping. Sorry. Where is it? Do you see the whiteboard or not so much?
Yes, I
Or
see.
this, you see the whiteboard or it did one second?
It's saying that you left the board. I think you were disconnected.
Okay, because yes, one second, one second. I will speak it because now I'm out of the board, so I cannot return. When we have unified, our heart is clear, we can speak unified speech. And when our heart is, we have a dispute, we cannot speak unified speech. And then we have the other Vav that just disconnects. We have two kinds of Vav. Do you remember, Felipe?
Yes, it
We have the
connects.
Vav. We have the Vav that connects, that connects, ועץ החיים בתוך הגן, and the tree of life is in the midst of the garden. And we have the disconnecting vav, ועץ הדת, and the tree of knowledge, טוב ורע, good and bad. So when a heart, the heart, the human heart is clear, we can have unified speech. When we are in trouble or disputes, the words that don't come as unified speech. And by the speech, we can, how do you say, distinct whether a person heart is in peace or something else is moving through him, like we discussed with Fernando, over moving through a person. So the Vav is a very good indicator whether a person is like having a good moment or he has something to download. It's unsolved issues. So does it make any sense?
Yes, yes. Uh, if I may,
Yeah.
just another hint about breathing and letter Hey
Mhm.
is that as you were speaking about the heart, I guess heart, blood, the blood, and also the act of breathing
Mhm.
is closely related because the blood has he takes the oxygen through the body, and I was just thinking that I will try to make a relation. Uh, the letter Hey, we have this relation 1 to 4, and blood, we could think about it like the word Adam, that is also 1 to 4. And if we take off the Aleph from Adam, we rest with only Dam, blood.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
So
This is it.
yes.
Yes,
Also
yes.
the Aleph, it's the air, right? It's related to
Avir, very good. Aleph is avir. Avir is air. Yes, yes. Very good, Felipe. This is the relation. We are Adam. In Western languages, we have a prefix letter that comes before something and negates it. Important, let's say, we say important, important, and unimportant to negate. Yes?
yes.
Here in this case, it's the same. We are Adam. If dam is blood, we are what? We are opposite. We are, in a way, blooded, meaning because we're not just blood, we can speak. Adam.
Yes, yes. The unity,
Yes, yes,
the
what? Yes.
the infinite is in the blood, in a way.
Excellent. This is why the Bible says not to spill blood. Because if a person spills blood, it's like the unity is there. The one is there. It's like hidden. So not to take life.
And just to clarify the relations for, I guess it's 1, Aleph 1, 4, Dalet.
Yes.
Similarly as the Hey, which is Dalet, for
Hmm.
number 4, plus Yod, which is unity as well.
Yes.
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 Thank Thank you so much, Eti. Thank you.
You're welcome. Halev, Felipe, Halev, the heart has the letters Hevel, but in a, you see, Halev, the heart, has the letters of Hevel.
Yes, yes, yes. And here's the connection with what Fernando just said also.
Yes, because the warm feeling of the heart, the hay that sits in the heart, this steam or warm mist that we have in the heart, goes from the heart to our mouth, and then we can speak warm speech. Because we have hay in the heart, we have hay in the heart, but we also have hay in the mouth.
David, David has another psalm similar to what you started out today. Uh, it says, "When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I."
Thank you. Which do you remember the psalms that we could bring it here?
Um, it will take me a moment to pull it up.
Okay, okay.
Thou hast been a shelter for me, a strong tower from the enemy. This is the
Hmm.
Psalms. I'll find it.
Thank you. There's like beautiful questions here and beautiful correspondent here on YouTube. Thank you so much. And I will copy the question and folding dawn and I will answer it later. Thank you so much. Until Shelton finds the quote for the Psalms that he was mentioning, I would like to thank all of you who participated in conversation, in asking questions, in writing here on YouTube, in communicating through all means of communication. We are really, really happy that you are here, that we are here, and we are very happy to open a new week with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eti. Thank you, friends. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Shelton, do you have this? The verse?
Yes, I have it. Psalm 61.
Psalm 61. I'll put it here. 1 second. 61 for everyone. Yes, where is it? Yes, which verse?
Verse, beginning at verse 2
Yes, I'll put it here.
to verse 4.
Yes, I put it here on the YouTube. Can you read it for us, please?
Hear, O God, my cry, listen to my prayer. From the end of the land unto you I call. When my heart grows faint, to a rock which is too high for me to climb alone, lead me. For you have been a refuge for me, a tower of strength in the face of the enemy. May I dwell in your tent forever. May I take refuge in the shelter of your wings, Selah. I read 2 to 5.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shelton. Nice, really nice to hear your voice, Shelton. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, and we shall meet here tomorrow. Please open all 4 engines and let's fly together. Thank you so much and wonderful week.
Thank you. Shalom.
Bye.